Today we're talking about variable ND filters. And just a quick reminder that I make videos like this all the time to help you with your photography and your videography. So if you don't want to miss out on any of those videos, click the subscribe button and the notification bell. That way you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. So a few weeks ago, I made a video about all the different filters that I use as part of my setup. And the feedback that I got back from that was that the video was a little bit too long and it didn't go into enough detail really on each individual filter. So that's what this is. This is going to be a series of videos that I'm going to make that will go into a lot more depth on each individual filter, how I use them, why I use them, that sort of thing. And the first one that I wanted to cover off was this one. So this is my neutral density filter, or an ND filter, variable ND, I should say. And this screws onto the front of your lens and it restricts the amount of light that comes into the lens. Now, you can get just a standard neutral density filter, and it will be fixed, so to a certain number of stops. So the amount of light is measured in stops when it comes to these filters, and you'll buy one that will block maybe say 2 stops of light, 3 stops of light, that sort of thing. But then you end up with a whole collection of different filters of different strengths. So a variable ND, what this does is it allows you to, through 2 different separate bits of glass, you screw this onto the front of your lens, and then I'll see if you can see that. I'll see if I can line that up. As you turn it, it becomes, that's a little bit better. So it becomes less transparent or more transparent. So you can really darken it up. If it's a really bright scene, you could really dial it up so that really it darkens it up, or just a little bit, you can just do a little bit there, see, like that. So why would you want to use one of these? Well, if you shoot video, you absolutely need one of these, because it means you don't have to change any of the settings on your camera. So for myself, I like to shoot wide open, either 2.8 or f4, which is the aperture of the lens. So at f2 or f4 or f2.8 or f4, you're going to let a lot of light into the lens. And I also like to shoot with a shutter speed of 1/50th of a second, and that is quite slow. So normally that would be overexposed. Now, why wouldn't I just say close down the lens to something like an f8 or f11? The reason is that if you're changing the aperture of your lens, it's going to change the look of your video. You're going to get less blur in the background, and I want my videos to stay consistent. The other thing is you could also change your shutter speed, so you can bring your shutter speed a little bit higher. But that's going to change also the look of your video in regards to motion. And what I'll do is I'll cut over to a shot right now, and in this shot you can see on the left hand side I'm shooting at 1/50th of a second, and you can see that really sort of, it looks like a natural sort of blur. And then on the right hand side, I'm shooting there at approximately, I think it's 1/200th of a second, and you're going to notice that it's a lot sharper and it's a lot harder, and it's a very sort of, it doesn't have a lot of motion blur, so it looks very, very choppy, if you like. And that might be a look that you're going for, but you need to be able to use your tools to control them, so control your tools to get the outcome that you want. So that's where this little guy comes along, and with this you can just turn the amount of light that's coming into the lens up and down so that it matches the settings that you've got on your camera. That way you maintain consistency over the look of your videos, and that's really the primary use for this. It's not suggested that you use this for photography. Although I have neutral density filters, I use the normal ones. I don't use variables for my photography, but for video, this is absolutely essential, and it's only one filter, so you don't have to carry a whole bunch of them with you. That's it. Basically, in a nutshell, that's what an ND filter does. I hope you found this useful. If you did, please give it a like, share it with your friends. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing to the channel. It would be great to have you as part of the group. And that's all from me. I will see you in the next video, and thank you very much for watching.